Hello everyone, welcome to another Blender tutorial. In this video we're going to be going over how to make a fully customizable car. By that I mean separating the decal from the body, making the body like a matte color, or making the decal like metallic if you're talking in terms of Rocket League. We're going to be making the painted parts of the car paintable, like titanium white, sky blue. We're also then going to be going over the windows, which we have covered before, but as we're doing the full car, we'll cover the windows again, and also making the background transparent. As a quick note, I'm feeling like absolute shit. So apologies if this is going to be a bit slow for the sound of my voice. So the first thing we want to do is actually we need to enable these. So the first thing we want to do is import a car. What I'll be doing is using the Octane. We'll just get the body for the moment. We won't worry about the engine. Don't have to scale it too much, so we'll just stick with that. We need to invert it, so set that as a minus. Rotate it back the right way and make it upright. Then we come on to UV editing. All of this has been done in 2 previous tutorials, so the whole playlist will be linked down below. That will cover everything. So here's our car. What we're going to do first is we shall cover painting the car. Not painting the car, making the car parts changeable, color changeable. So what that will mean is these bits around the windows, these bits around the fenders, this sort of inside bit here, all of the parts which are changeable in game, we can change inside of Blender. So to do that, you select your car, you come over to UV editing, expand this window so we don't really need this side, and then come up to your 3 icons up here. You want face, so we click that. Come down to your material properties, select the plus, click new, and what we can rename this. So let's change. Let's call this paintable. Or let's change it to the color. There we go. So all we're going to do now is simply go around the car, selecting which bits need to be changed. So this bit here is paintable, so we can select those. And what I'm doing here is I'm holding down shift when I need to select a different face. So hold down shift and just drag like so. And if you want to get really into it, what you can do is select these sides as well. So hold down shift. Whoops, we don't need that one. Like that. So we have all these areas selected. We're going to select our new material that we made called color. We're now going to assign, and that's what you want to do for all the parts. So as a quick example, these bits here, they also need to be color changeable, so we're going to select all of these. So once we've got the bits we need, again, we just come down to color and click assign. If we now go back to our layout, what we can do, let's go to shading. And then here we have our two slots, the default one. So let's remove that for now and make it black. And slot 2 is our color. And what we can do is now make it any color we like. So what I'm going to do is speed this up, but I'm going to do all the bits, all the trims that are color changeable. Okay, so that's pretty much all of the parts covered. As you can see, we now have a some parts missing. Oh well. So slot 2 can now control the paint color of the car. It's not 100% perfect, but I mean that'll do for what we want. So while we're doing UV editing, we'll come on to the windows and how to actually make them window-like. So again, you click on your car, come into UV editing, and again, we want to make a new material, so we click plus, new, and on your surface, click it, and then click glass. And then we want to change this name to the glass. And again, we'll just select the windows. So hold down shift and keep selecting away. Like that. Click glass, click assign. And then we'll go to the other windows. Like that. So now we have a new slot with a glass material. And this is our windows. So I'm going to decrease the roughness. Like that, make it a bit darker. Like so. So slot 3 is the glass. Slot 2 is our color of the car. And slot 1 is our material. So if I do that, a bit too much, there we go. You see now the car is pretty reflective. So if I was to add a decal like we normally would, let's say for example, I don't know, Falcon. Do I have? Oh, I don't have a Fennec. I didn't do a Fennec one. Let's do Hyper Beast. As you can see, the whole decal itself is reflective. Do I have just standard decals? I think I do for the Octane. Stripes. There we go. So you can see the black of the car shares the same properties as the stripes themselves. So what we're going to do is separate these two, so the decal can have whatever finish you like, and then so can the body. To explain this better, or for you guys to understand what needs to happen here, I'm going to show you in GIMP. So here's our Octane, and just for simplicity, I'm going to add a mesh or UV mesh so I can see. And what we're going to do is let's do, you know what, let's get stripes. Decals, stripes. Cool. So this is the original decal. of stripes that you can find in game. So all we're going to do, I want the stripes to be white, so I'm going to make the color white here. And I'm simply going to go over the existing stripes. And we have a new layer, so I've selected our new layer and then just bucket fill with white. And we do the same with this one. Like so. You know, let's leave the rest for now. What we'll do is we'll do this bit. We'll leave it just as a quick example. Cool. So we can now hide our original decal. We can now hide the Octane overlay. So this is the stripes. This is what we want to put on the car. So we're going to file, export as. You can save it as whatever you like. When you go to export, you must have the save color values for transparent pixels selected. So this must be selected, then you export. So now if you come into Blender and then insert what we've just made, Octane 2, you can see you still get the same effect. So what we're going to do is stretch these out a bit. We need to make a bit more room in here. First thing we want to add, so Shift A and add. Actually, hang on, let's do this in here. You can actually see what's going on. Shade editor. So Shift A, add a mix shader, and we'll add this to the bottom, like so. Second thing you want to add is, well, actually, you can click on your BSDF, Control C, Control V, so you have a new one. And then we're going to add this to the top shader, top input. Now you want to take your alpha from your image and put this into the alpha of the mix shader. So now we have the car changing color. Let's say sky blue, and we want this matte, so I want to increase the roughness, decrease the metallic. It looks a bit shit, but oh, you get the idea. And here we have our image, our decal, and this is metallic. So you can see the reflection of it on top of the car for the world. And then slot 2, we have our color. So let's say we want this as crimson. There we go. And let's make this metallic as well. The roughness. There we go. Somewhere about there. And we have our glass, which we've already set up, so we don't really need to touch. But that's it. So actually, let's drop the roughness just a little bit more on the car. There we go. So that's it. That's how we separate the decals. That is a bit of a long method. However, unfortunately, that is the only way to do it. You can do that with the original decals. So if you've downloaded a bunch from Decals database, Octane, Decals, stripes. Actually, let's go with Shisa. Where's Shisa? So as you can see, we've got the Shisa decal itself is reflective, but the car isn't. Simply because the way the decals work, there is transparency to them. So that makes things a bit easier for you. However, it will just be red. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. You could try a mix, a color ramp. I don't know if this will work. So I'm going to put the color ramp into the color like that. And then what we want to do, so let's make it a bit more obvious. There you go. So the decal into the color ramp, and then the color ramp into the BSDF. And what we're going to do is select a new color, green. Mix the black up. There you go. So you can do it that way if you want. Oh, I missed a bit out here. Cool. Once we have everything set the way we like, what we're going to do is test it to see how it looks in a sort of real world or simulated version. So we're going to add a sky. So the same as previous examples. We'll go to create dynamic sky, create interval properties, set this to dynamic 1. And then sky color, we'll make this blue. What am I running? Oh, GPU. Fucking hell. We'll turn up to CPU. There we go. Oh, that's a bit better. So let's add a plane. We're not going to add the body. We'll just keep it as a plane. Sorry, we'll just keep it as. We're not going to add the engine. Oh my god, words! I really don't feel well. We're just going to keep it as the body. Let's raise it up about there. We're going to give the floor a new material. Make this very rough. So let's go into here. Down to black. And we're going to add a camera. It doesn't actually look too bad. What you can do, something extra. I don't know if you guys will ever need this. But it would help for things like animations rather than an actual static image. On your decal, so follow your chain to your BSDF for your decal, and then let's say we've got a titanium white set up for the decal itself. Let's say we want a pearlescent. Is it pearlescent monochrome? Basically, the angle, whichever angle you look, the decal will sort of change color. Let's say we want to change it to a blue. So we set our subsurface color to blue, and then subsurface value all the way up. And let's change it back to here so it'll be a bit better. So as you spin round, You can see the blue and titanium white working together. You can do that as well if you like. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we don't need it, so I'm just going to turn it down. So, something else you can do. Let's say you want a paint finish from the game. Here I have ripped the furry decal. What I'm going to do is I've dragged our decal into Blender, and I'm going to connect it into a normal node. Connect that up, and then connect that to the normal of the car body. Now, see, that's a bit too strong. So let's work from the bottom. So set it to 0. World space. Oh, world space does. No, we don't want world space. So we've got a bit more of an effect to it. Non-color, does that help? It hasn't actually updated. Oh well. One other thing we can do is make your background transparent. What this will allow you to do is bring it into any image editor you like, and then add your own background or graphics or whatever you like. So to do that, all you do is you come over to your render properties, come down to film, and then click transparent. And what that will do is simply put everything, all your background, into this sort of checkered texture, which is transparency. If you go to your camera, what you can see here is the floor, and then this bit is transparent, which won't be very good. So let's move the camera quickly. Something like that. So what your image will come out as is a plane here with your car, and then all this checkered stuff will be transparent for you to fill. So here is our image all rendered out. As you can see, we have the car, the plane, and just a transparent background. So if I was to make a new layer, put it behind, and then fill with black, you can see we now have transparency. So there you go. There's a way to completely do a car. Some cars are easier than others. For instance, doing the color trim on the Fennec. If you want to cheat, you can simply your blackout for the paintable parts, which you would normally have, set that to white. For instance, Fennec. This is the blackout. Everything under here is either windows or paintable. So all you would do is simply color change this, all of this grey, you color change to white if you want it titanium white. If you want it crimson, you change it to red, etc., etc. However, that will then share the same material as the car, so you won't be able to give it its own values. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I don't know if there's going to be any more videos after this. We'll see. The way I'm feeling at the moment, I don't want to do editing again. But thank you so much for watching. Again, any questions you have on this, put them down in the comments. I'll see them. I'll answer if I see them. And have a good day. Peace out.